regular meeting. Roll call, please.
Roll call. Maggie Evans, not present, right? Dennis Wilson,
Present.
Dan Maskin,
Here.
David Hahn Baker,
Present.
Michael Martin, not present. Patricia Cruz,
Here.
Tina Zerbian,
Here.
Jeff Lewis, not here. Miguel Santos,
Here.
Andrea Ogunwumi,
Here.
Mike Bobbitt,
Here.
Maurice Reed, not there, and Yves Villas, not there. So we do not have quorum yet.
How many? 11. It takes 11.
And
Okay.
you want to start with your network update?
Yeah,
Require a vote?
I don't have much, and I'm sure it'll come up in more discussion, but as a reminder, next week on the 18th, I believe, is testimony for the CSBG state plan. We're encouraging council members, CAP directors to submit testimony. And the only other update I have is to remind people that August 29th through September 1st is the National Community Action Partnership's annual convention in Philadelphia. Promises to be a good one. And that concludes my report.
rolling right along.
Yes.
Veronica.
Okay. It's good to see everyone. Thanks so much for coming. I hope everyone is enjoying their summer. It's really the best time of year on my end anyway for me. I hope everyone is having a good one with their families. Just a few things from me. One is, as Dave mentioned, the draft application and management plan is on site. Have people had a chance? Does anyone have any comments on it right now? Any preliminary comments or suggestions? Hopefully you've seen it and you've had a chance to review it in anticipation of the public hearing. We did a lot of work on this plan. Annette, in particular, attended all of the regional meetings. Myself, I joined as well for those. And we really made a big push for getting it out there. It was something that came out of an HHS survey that the network wanted to see it sooner. And so we made an effort to do that and also to encourage people to come to the date that was selected some time ago so that people would have some advance notice. Any comments on the plan? Okay, I'm looking forward to seeing everyone that day. It's an opportunity for us to say what we want to say and for people to hear it. And it's an opportunity for people to talk about what they're doing, their agencies, give their clients an opportunity to come forward if that's what they'd like to do. So I'm looking forward to seeing everyone.
Veronica, can you
Yes.
just remind us how we sign up to give the testimony?
If you go online, there is a link, and
Okay.
so you can go onto the plan. There's a few ways that you can do that, of course. You can fax that. You can send that in. You can even call us and let us know.
Okay.
So we will take multiple, there's no
Okay.
impediment to coming on and giving testimony.
Very good. Thank you.
Also, I'm going to add a couple more things to this. I wanted to, for those who don't know, Dan Shapiro, he's counsel here at the Department of State, and Jim Leary is on to another position within the department, and Dan is with us. We're very fortunate to have Dan. He knows CSBG. A few of you probably already know him and see him as a familiar face, but you guys may be hearing from him on occasion.
That's what happens when you get old.
You're so funny. We're actually very, very pleased to have him, and hopefully he'll be with us for some time. Another is I wanted to just a shout out to Miguel Santos, who has been keeping me up to date on a pilot project that he's working on with NIMO, which proves to be very interesting and very much in the vein of the values and the mission of CSBG. If he should want, or if he has a chance at some point in the future to talk to us a little bit about it, it would be very interesting, I think, for all of us to hear about it and to hear how being part of a CSBG advisory board strengthens all the work that we do across the state.
Yes, thank you. May I just say just a few words?
Sure, Miguel.
National Grid is a British-based company, and in England we have a re-entry program that was created out of need. That we were having grave difficulties finding employees in certain areas, and so we turned into the youth that are incarcerated. This program has been so successful that it now expanded into Ireland and Scotland. In addition, this program now has expanded even outside of National Grid. It is now in Japan and in Denmark. So we're working with the Department of State so that we can see if we can bring this program here in the U.S., and so we're still in the preliminary stages. It's been so successful in the U.K. that I know that the U.K. is very cautious. They want to be able to, really make sure, should it arrive in the U.S., which I hope it does, that it can be as successful as the U.K.'s program. So we will be setting up a meeting so that we can discuss how can the Department of State and National Grid partner, whether it is with the existing program that the Department of State currently has, or maybe almost like a co-program. So I'll keep you informed in the future, and thank you very much for this opportunity.
And what, thanks, Miguel. What Miguel is referring to is we have those pilots. So if National Grid sets up their program, we would be able to refer our clients and our consumers to the National Grid program. So just being able to do that gives then our agencies a port of employment opportunities for people returning home. And then the other thing that I wanted to mention was, if you haven't seen it, it's in your packets, but HHS released information on the 2016 organizational standards. That was in our newsletter, so if you had a chance to review that, you've already seen it. And you see that New York actually did very well as compared to the rest of the state. So that is really something to be proud of.
It is.
Have you seen that? Did you want to comment on that?
I'd just like to say it is very good.
It is.
It is.
It is.
Snap.
That's what it's saying.
Well, it was our.
That's right.
We did ask them, I asked them a bit for particulars, some more specifics, so they could drill down in terms of how that breaks down and what are some of the specific areas where generally larger states are more vulnerable, and how even the larger states compare to each other. So we can get a more, yes, we can look at it from different perspectives, and the data might be useful to us as we look at our own network.
That's
Great. Annette,
Yes.
just don't know if you saw, but Maggie Evans just walked in.
Okay,
So
and
how
someone
many-
arrived in New York City. Who is that?
Sure. So is Willis
Oh, okay.
from Brooklyn?
We have 11.
Hey,
We have a quorum.
we're good to go.
We have a quorum.
Okay, should we
Yay.
suspend the regular meeting and go back while we're still here?
Is there much more left to the
Well,
regular
we have, but we just have time.
Right.
But
Everyone,
You,
Why don't
whatever
somebody
you
get
like,
this done?
whatever you like.
all right,
Finish your duties.
nobody can leave. Okay. Did you want to talk about the application?
No, I've done that. I'm
Oh,
done with
okay.
mine, so.
Okay. Old business, final allocation of payments. Is there anything new on that?
Tim, Did you want to say a few words on that, on the final allocation of
We're,
payments?
we're still awaiting the final grant award from the feds. Last third quarter, they gave us 1 month at a time. So we're caught up through June on all our funding, and we're just waiting for the final allocation and see where it lands, if there's any amendments or whatever else needs to be done.
Okay, great.
Yeah.
Any questions?
The 18s are out, so we're very fortunate. They're due in a couple of weeks. Can I just add one more thing?
Yeah.
If folks have not submitted their vouchers, they're asked for 2 vouchers to send to fiscal. They're going to be automatic payments for payment for the 3B and 3C. So please get the vouchers in, and fiscal's automatically making those payments to get everybody up to third quarter.
Excellent.
And-
Thank you, Tim.
All right.
Any questions, anybody? Okay, Francesca, you doing the NISCA gig? Technical assistance? Is that why you're here?
I'm here
Or are you
for-
taking notes? You have a report, I guess.
Well, yes. We've had a very good year. I'm looking at a net right now because we've spent the last few months on the road at all our regional meetings, ad infinitum, and at our June conference, which was a smashing success. But here's what we've heard from our membership. Our membership really wants us to be much more out there for them, but also to develop a more web-based capacity in terms of our teaching and training. We've heard some really good stuff about NISCA's value to you guys. We really rely on our members and, frankly, the Department of State's feedback with respect to what we're doing and where we're going. And we're hoping in the next grant cycle, both federal and state, that we expand our capacity. We're about expanding capacity to make sure that we meet our members' needs for repeated programs and ongoing technical assistance training. Also, I don't know if, Dan, you'll have to forgive me, at this meeting, do we talk at all about the RPIC roles
Yes.
that we have?
Yes.
Well, I want to say that on September 18th and 19th, our RPIC Region 2 conference will be held in New Jersey at the Heldrich. We are inviting every one of our New York members to attend, also Puerto Rico and New Jersey, who is the host this year. We've invited the Department of State, OCS, and New Jersey State Departments to come sit on a panel to talk about the collaborative efforts.
I'm sorry, Dan Maskin, you hang on, you're on next.
Dan?
Yeah.
Hi, are you looking for Pat?
Oh, yes. I thought you were Pat.
No, I'm Sherelle. Well, hello, well met. Let me connect you with Pat before you try doing anything else, okay?
Okay.
Okay, give me just a second. Can I put you on hold or I'll get her?
All right, thanks. Models efficiency.
Is there Pat Stankish? We're getting Pat out the line, out of the Albany office. Francesca, were you done with your report?
Not really.
I'm on pause.
Hello?
Hi, Pat. Dan Maskin. NISCA is currently giving their report, and you're on the agenda next, so can you hang on with us?
I sure can.
All right, thank you. My
Thank
apologies.
you.
My apologies. You can
Okay,
get to him.
let me fast forward here. We're inviting everybody, hopefully, to come to New Jersey and participate in this great event. It's going to be a 2-day event, and it really is intended to bring our state association partners in Puerto Rico and Virgin Islands, and also New Jersey together with us. New York, by the way, has a really model relationship. The federal government has told us this. You know this, Veronica, from your discussions with OCS. But we have a phenomenal relationship with the Department of State here. It's sort of helped model for collaboration, and that's one of the reasons why we wanted to showcase that at our September 18th and 19th conference. I don't want to take up any more time. If there are any questions that anybody has, Annette, do you have anything you want to add about the regional meetings or feedback?
The regional meetings were very well attended. I think we had 33 of 49 agencies present at the regional meetings. Might have been more. It seems like it was more. And over 100, well over 100 people attended the 7 regional meetings. So we were very pleased with the response.
And I also just want to have a shout out to OCS, or I'm sorry, Department of State, and Annette in particular, for helping us put together some comparative data. You had talked about that earlier, having more federal level comparative state to state data, but within New York State, looking at the monitoring data, looking at the performance on the organizational standards, which yay, New York has done very well on, but also looking at our vulnerabilities. I think that that was one of the terms that you used earlier. With respect to certain aspects of the standards that are challenging for organizations to comply with. So we're going to do more of that comparative database development as we go forward, but honestly we couldn't have done it without the monitoring data. So thank you.
Okay. Pat?
Hello there. Well, everybody has my report, I think, in front of them. So I also don't want to take up an awful lot of time, but we're on schedule to complete or exceed all our outcomes in our contract. And the meeting of the minds went very well. We're really peaking at almost having to turn people away now. So next year we're looking for a bigger venue to hold it. And the New York mini meeting of the minds, I'm aiming for early September this year because a couple of the agencies that wanted to attend were in the middle of some activities in their own agency to do with CSBG and asked if I would hold it off so they could attend. And that will hold in Yonkers again this year. And that worked very well last year. It was a one-day event. And what I'll do is take the best of the original meeting of the minds down there, and everything that we presented there will be written up in booklets, as always, and passed out for replication in their agencies. I've got, this year we really are concentrating on helping agencies to build partnerships. One that we presented here was the new Western New York Regional Youth Court Association that's just established, and Community Action Angels on a state level is a strong partner in that. We're providing training on setting up youth courts across the state in partnership with Community Action Angels. Greene County will be going down there, and Greene Community Action of Greene is setting up the first youth court in their county, and we'll help them do that and help her with the volunteer training of the youth and that type thing. A new partner that we're developing is I'm going to be introducing and presenting alongside Jen Chapman's dad. For those of you who are like me, her mother, Harry Chapman, created the Why Hunger Foundation. And we're going to be talking about, they're real champions for community-based solutions to fight hunger and poverty. So we're going to be having a conversation about New York State and ways that possibly Why Hunger might help through community action programs. So I'm excited to do that in August. And we're continuing to partner with Penn State on early learning. And that's about it. I don't want to keep you. I hope you enjoy the books. I think they're in front of you. I'm not sure if they made it.
Yes,
But
they
I
did.
think they did. There is another, I think you may have had it, Pathways to Kindergarten. They're available for free. They're all done with private funding, and we pass them across the state. What we use those books for mainly is to partner with the schools, and each of those topics have been requested. The Circles book is used to help school. It's really used as a tool to create the new wave of volunteers, youth volunteers, and people go into the schools with those books, or the teachers, and kids create projects. So that's what that book is about, empathy development, but also early service learning. And the next one that's been requested is on helping. A lot of the kids in our schools now are, needing coping skills and have negative influence around them. So that's the next, and we'll be giving that out to the network to use as a partnering tool in the schools and in their own programming. So, and all of the books engage volunteers in the use of them and the presentations within their agencies. So, any questions on anything so far?
Anybody
Pat?
have any?
Yes, this is Miguel Santos
hi,
in
Miguel.
Buffalo.
Thank you
Hi.
for presenting, by the way.
Oh, you're very welcome. It was my pleasure. Looking at your children's disaster assistance training, I'm a disaster volunteer with the Red Cross. Is the Red Cross, would you like to partner or at least make them aware of this training?
Yes, we always partner. That is not part of our work plan this year, but people have requested it, so we're still going to try to do it. But yes, the Red Cross is a partner, Salvation Army,
Okay.
it is a room full of collaboration.
All right. If you need any assistance, just let me know.
I will, for sure. Thank you.
Any other questions for Pat? Pat, thank you. Okay, Pat, thank you very much.
Okay, thank you.
Good stuff.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
And Dan, if I can, just before
Yeah,
we end.
sure.
Yeah. So I just want to mention before we end, and then Dan takes us to our next meeting.
Might want to do the next one.
Huh?
We still have to do the minutes for this
Oh.
meeting.
Oh, good. Well, I want to mention that our Tim Brogan is going to be retiring at
Wow.
the end of August. And so we're going to be bidding him a fond farewell, right, Tim? Everybody knows our Tim. But we're going to have something here at the Department of State, and so we'll let everyone know via the newsletter when and what time so that you can
Great.
join us and bid him a fond farewell on his way to retirement.
Wow.
That was fantastic. Thanks so much.
Congratulations, Pat. Okay. So let's go back while we have the opportunity, and can we do this as a consent all at the same time?
Yeah,
Okay.
just
A motion to approve the October 17th, August 2nd, May 2nd, 2016, and June 26, 2015 meeting minutes.
I'll make the motion.
Second.
Tina?
Okay.
All in favor?
All right, Dennis made the motion, Tina second. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. Congratulations.
You,
Okay.
That was a lot of work.
And yes.
Dan?
Yeah.
This is Tina Zerbian. Before we adjourn, I'm so glad that we finally had quorum that we could approve these minutes. But I do see that there are still, it looks like 6 vacancies on the council. So at the risk of being a broken record, because I see in the minutes I brought this up a couple other times, but has there been any progress made on filling the vacancies? I know that there are a number of people out there, at least in our network, who have expressed an interest, who are qualified and very willing to fill those vacancies. I just wondered if there'd been any more movement on that.
There hasn't. I believe at this point the people that are interested need to contact their legislative representatives to help them move the process along. That's the only update that I have. Other than that, I haven't heard anything.
Thank you.
Okay. New business?
I just have a question, actually, for Mr. Shipper.
Yes.
With regard to the definition of a quorum, it says in the bylaws, the simple majority of the council's membership
Right.
shall constitute a quorum at a meeting. And Currently, we have 16 members.
But the membership, the rent reduction was section 41, general construction law, which defines a membership essentially as the entire appointed membership of the body. So
The entire,
so
Even though they're
not
not here?
counting vacancies or disqualifications. Right? There's also case law on that. So the membership here, and by the way, I believe that it could have been better written, all right? But that provision was meant to conform with section 41. So the membership of the body is 20, right? There are 20 members. Again, not counting disqualifications or vacancies. So a quorum would be 11. It's 10 plus 1.
and I'd like to request you to come up, if I can make this request.
Sure.
With the proper language so we can amend the bylaws. Because currently, I disagree with you based on what's written here. So- And I'm not being disrespectful in saying that. To me, we got 16 members, there's no question about it. There are not 20 members. So if we could change this in an upcoming meeting, would that be a
Well,
valid
we can
request?
certainly discuss it. That would be something that.
Yeah.
Because I think you
we'll
agree that
discuss.
in reading
But-
just this sentence, it's misleading.
It is not as clear as it could be, although I will say that the language that is used there mimics language that is in many statutes, all right? And that mimics always goes to the full appointed, the full board, all right? Without disqualifications or vacancies. So it's not unique.
Well, it may not be unique in the state government, but at an agency like ours, if we had 20 seats and only 16 were filled, a quorum would be one more than the 16.
That's actually rather unusual.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
All right, so we
And
want,
unless the statute says otherwise, general construction law applies, and that law would provide for the full body, again, without vacancies or disqualifications.
Okay, being any other new business?
I have a clarifying question. I want to make sure that I've understood Mr. Shapiro correctly. Vacancies are deducted from the number of seats to construe quorum?
No, they're not. It's exactly the
They're
opposite.
not.
So the membership referred to in the regulation, it's meant to be consistent with the general construction law, is 20. It's at full strength. It doesn't vary. The membership never varies. The number of members may vary, but the membership never does.
So I hear what you're saying now. I'm a little bit confused when you said notwithstanding vacancies or disqualifications. So what did you mean by that phrase?
What I meant was that those don't go to reducing the membership. The membership
these don't. Okay.
There could be 6 vacancies, as we have here, right? But that doesn't reduce the total membership. The membership is 20.
Okay, I'm clear. Thank you.
Go ahead.
thank you.
Any other questions? Any other new business? Can I get a motion to adjourn the regular meeting? All shout at once. Motion by Mike Bobbitt, second.
Miguel Santos?
Miguel Santos, we are adjourned. Okay, now we'd like to go to the organizational meeting. Do we need to do the roll call again?
Sure.
Okay.
Okay. Maggie Evans,
Present.
Dennis Wilson,
Present.
Ken Maspin,
Here?
David Hahn Baker, Michael Martin, not present, Patricia Cruz,
Here.
Tina Zerbian,
Here.
Jeff Lewis, not here, Miguel Santos,
Here.
Andrea Ogunwumi,
Here.
Mike Bobbitt,
Here.
Maurice Reed, not there, Eve Villas,
Here.
Carlton Mitchell,
Here.
okay. Okay, we have a quorum.
We have a quorum. Being that there is no old business, we'll move into the election of officers for 2017, 2018. Are you going to be facilitating
Sure,
that?
I will facilitate that. So we are to elect today a chairperson, vice chairperson, and a second vice chairperson. I would suggest that we go in order, chair first, then
Okay.
We do it in a number of ways, but we do chair first. What I'll do is ask for nominations. I think we probably ought to limit it to 2, but if anybody's other ideas, speak now. Otherwise, one gets very messy. The number of votes to carry is this will please you. The number of votes to carry will be a majority of the members present. All right, that's in our bylaws. And how many do we have, Annette? How many are here?
How many are here? We have
12.
12?
12
So
present.
so 7 carries, all right? And so why don't I, any questions or comments on how I propose to proceed with this? Great. So I'll take nomination for chair.
Right here. Nominate Dennis Wilson.
Okay. Any other nominations from the floor? That's going to make for easy voting. Okay. All right, so I'll ask by show of hands and ayes for the vote. So, voting for Mr. Wilson, who's in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Congratulations.
I'm abstaining for the record. That's that.
Abstain for the record. Mr. Wilson, yes, that's very good. So, Mr. Wilson, congratulations.
Thank you.
You are now chair.
Thank you, everybody, for your confidence in me. It's a tight race, but
You hung in there.
yeah,
It should all be so easy, right?
Yep.
All right, for vice chairperson, do I have a nomination?
Tina Serbian.
Okay. Do I have any other nominations from the floor? All right, I'll ask for a vote in the same fashion. Vote for Ms. Serbia.
Aye.
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 Very good. Any opposed?
Abstain?
I suppose that is Ms. Serbia.
Yes.
Congratulations, congratulations. May I have nominations for a second vice chairperson?
Mr. Shapiro, this is Tina. I would like to nominate Andrea Ogunwumi.
Great. Do I have any other nominations from the floor? All right. May I have a vote for Andrea?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed?
I abstain.
Congratulations.
Yay.
Yay. My work is done here.
Very nicely done. Thank you very much.
Yes, thank you.
I'm going to turn it over to Dennis.
Oh, you want me to ask for an adjournment?
Sure.
That's the only thing on the agenda. So I will ask for an adjournment to this meeting.
So moved.
Thank you, Dan. Meeting adjourned.
We gotta have a second. Oh,
Congratulations.
second?
Second.
Somebody make a second.
There you go.
Okay, now the meeting is adjourned.